Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a fun tag video created by Elizabeth at Reading Wryly. Love her channel. Definitely go check it out. It's an original tag and it's so fun because it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. And I've been loving watching everybody else's. And my friend Jessie from Reading with Jess officially tagged me, and I'm so excited. And I'm also gonna tag people. I want to tag a few people, so I'm gonna tag the people down in the description box, so make sure you check that out if you have been tagged in this video. I just want to see this train rolling because it's so much fun. The basic premise is that you start with one book and then you find commonalities in the book covers, kind of like, have you ever played that childhood game where you're sitting in a circle or something like that and you whisper in someone's ear and the message kind of changes a little bit, but maybe there's a little bit of similarity? Anyway, that's what this book tag is all about. So I'm going to have the original and Jessie's video linked down below. And I'm also going to have the people that I tagged to do this video down below as well. So Jessie tagged me. So I'm actually starting with the last book that she talked about. And that is The Reunion by 𝒑𝒐𝒏𝒏𝒂𝒔. And this is about a 10-year high school reunion that takes place in a hotel in a small town, and the main character, something bad happened to her there and she's a little hesitant to go back, but it is a psychological thriller, and you know I love me a good psychological thriller, so I am interested in that book. I have not read it, of course, but yeah, that's the one that Jessie ended on. So what I'm gonna match with that is Ralph's Party by Lisa Jewell. And on the cover of The Reunion, there was like a broken wine glass, and we have a broken wine glass on this one as well. Most of the books that I'm going to talk to you about are actually coming from my TBR, so I don't know too much about them. But this is about 6 people in one house and the party that brings it all down. I think this is Lisa Jewell's debut, if I'm not mistaken. And I had to go far and wide to find this cover of this book because this is the one that I wanted. Absolutely love this cover. Absolutely love Lisa Jewell, and I can't wait to dive in. To match Ralph's Party, I went with kind of like these like purple lights, and I chose Disgrace because they kind of have the same color scheme, and they also have that like the dots and stuff like that. So I think the color schemes and the dots go really well. And I also just wanted to shout this book out because this is a special edition cover from Hello Lovely box of Brittany C. Cherry's Disgrace. Haven't read this. It's on my TBR. It says, each day I prayed for my husband to love me again. After 15 years together, he walked away from me and into the arms of another. I didn't know how to cope. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know how to exist without him by my side. All I wanted was for him to come back to me. Then Jackson Emery appeared. So really looking forward to reading both of these, but I thought these definitely went with each other. All right, so I went with the heart theme in this one, and I have The Wedding Game by Megan Quinn on my list. And I also like how this heart is broken, and then this heart, there's like sewing on the cover. So not that that's a commonality, but I think like broken heart, and this is like fixing it. So I thought that that was really, really cute. Again, this is from my TBR, so I don't know too much. This will only be my second Megan Quinn book if and when I finally read this. Even a do-it-yourself queen can't go alone. And she's a crafting genius. She can bedazzle and bead. She has an Etsy site. And then she would convince her brother and his husband-to-be to compete on The Wedding Game, a do-it-yourself TV show for the title of top DIY wedding expert. So very excited about that. And then we have a jaded divorce lawyer, Alec Baxter, scoffs at weddings and romance, but when his recently engaged brother begs him to participate in the wedding game, Alex grudgingly picks up a glue gun and prepares for some family bonding. So I think it's about this gay couple that are getting married, and then his sister, and then the other guy's brother, and it's like their romance. So really looking forward to that one. Going with the heart theme from this, I have You Lucky Dog by Julie London, again from my TBR. It has a heart right here in the leashes. This is a love story between Carly and Max, and they end up falling in love, and how their romance kind of starts is their basset hounds get switched. So their basset hounds has a really big part in this, and they each have their own personalities. So when the dog walker brings the wrong dog to the wrong person, they immediately know something is totally different and like wrong with their dog, and it's because they got switched. So when they go to switch dogs back, romance ensues, and I'm just so excited about it. So for my next book, I went with the dog walking kind of theme here, and I chose The Switch by Beth O'Leary. So in this one, we have a lady right here walking her dog, and again, this is from my TBR. I don't know too much about it. It says, when you're looking for love in all of the wrong places, perhaps it's time for the switch. Eileen, newly single and about to turn 80, would like a second chance at love, but her tiny Yorkshire village doesn't offer many eligible gentlemen. In the bustling London, Eileen's 20-something overachieving granddaughter Lena is ordered to take a 2-month sabbatical after blowing a big presentation at work. So I think they switch locations and then they find love. Like, here's the older lady, here's the younger lady, and I'm just, oh, it sounds so freaking cute. So again, I went with the dog walking theme, and I have The Guncle by Stephen Rawley, and this is the Guncle right here, Patrick and his niece and his nephew, and she is walking a dog right here along the beach. This is a contemporary LGBT story about a guncle that ends up taking care of his niece and nephew. Their mother just died. The dad needs to go away from reasons that I will left unsaid. I didn't end up reading this one. I actually tried it this month. Didn't work out for me, but I do love this cover and I do love the premise. So, and I think the cover is really fun for summer. So with this, I'm going with the pool and the 4 figures on the front. Yes, one is a dog, but let's just go with it. And I am going to pair this with The Swimmers by Julie Otsuka. And this one, we have this one obviously illustrated pool. This one is more of a realistic pool, but we also have 4 figures in the water here. This one's kind of hard to see, but there's one, there's one, there's one, and there's one. This is a novel that I have actually read, and I would highly recommend it. It's a kind of an interesting story told in 2 parts. In the first part, you follow these swimmers at a local community pool, and just how, I don't know, how they're really drawn to the pool, how they go every day, how it's like a routine, it's a habit, and then they're going all of the time, and then one day a crack forms in the wall of the pool, and then just kind of like the downfall of like what happens after that. And then in the second part, you follow Alice, an 80-something-year-old Japanese American woman that was going to the pool every single day, and it was a big part of her routine, and she is suffering from dementia, and it's really her story in the second half of the book. So the first part of the book, I was just kind of like, okay, what am I getting myself into? But the second part of the book really hit close to home, and it really made this book shine, in my opinion. And then I'm going with the pool theme because I have so many books with a pool on the cover. So for The Swimmers, I'm going to pair it with Wait For It by Jen McKinley. And this is one that is on my TBR, and I'm hoping to read it this summer. This is about a woman looking for a new lease on life that moves to Arizona, where she rents a guest house on a gorgeous property with a mysterious owner, a man who teaches her about resilience, courage, and ultimately true love in this funny, big-hearted novel about hope and healing. Doesn't that sound so freaking cute? I mean, what's better than being in Arizona where it's nice and hot and having a nice cool pool to jump into? So I'm going with the 2 people in the pool, and I'm matching it with the Roughest Draft, which also has a pool with 2 people in it. This one they're kind of like floating. This one they're kind of like writing on the sides. This is the story about 2 writing literary darlings, and they hit a plot hole that turned their lives upside down. 3 years ago, they were the brightest literary stars on the horizon, their co-written book topping bestseller lists, but on the heels of their greatest success, they ended their partnership on bad terms for reasons neither would divulge to the public. They haven't spoken since and never plan to, except they have one final book due on contract. Oh, doesn't that sound so cute? Yeah, so piggybacking off of this with the pool and the 2 writers, I'm going with the 2 writers here. I'm gonna pick Beach Read by Emily Henry. So we also have a guy and a gal here, and they're reading and writing and stuff like that, and it's about 2 writers as well. In this one, they swap genres for the summer and try to write, like, he writes literary, she writes romance, so now he's going to try to write romance and she's going to try to write literary, and it's just super cute. It was the first book that I read by Emily Henry and just really started my love for this author in general. So if I tag you, this is the last book on my list, so you would try to find something on this book and, you know, keep the trend continuing. So that's all for this video. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of options too. I like kept going after this one because I had like more ideas of ways to connect books. So I had a lot of fun with it, and picking these to talk to you about was a lot of fun. Thanks for tagging me, Jessie. Thanks for creating the Tag Elizabeth. Again, I'm going to have both of their videos linked in the description box along with everybody that I am tagging. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye guys.